And I return. That wasn't too bad. Let's resume our flight and undergo some time acceleration. Now everything looks pretty simple right now, because it is really simple right now. I only have one spacecraft flying right now. Later on, we'll probably have like 30 going. Yeah, I get a little crazy. This is the simple stuff. This is the basics. Actually, go to 1000x here and speed this up. This is the basics. Get your science and get started. Nova Punch and KSP Interstellar really help a lot, though. Okay, so now I am in orbit around the moon. I'm not going to fire off my science stuff yet, but I will take a crew report. And I will get an EVA report. Oh, he wasn't. He is on the ladder. Okay. EVA report. Oh, let me pull out that crew report. And then get back in. Okay. Okay, I am going to do an orbital insertion at the periapsis. May not be the most efficient way, but it does get me what I need. I'm actually going to optimize this a teensy bit. Come on. And a little bit more right there. Helpful hint, when setting up maneuvers, if you use your mouse wheel over any of the 6 pull bars, instead of grabbing and pulling, rolling up will increase, rolling down will decrease. You can actually increase or decrease them slowly and incrementally. The more you do it, the more you roll your mouse wheel at once, the more drastic the changes are. And as always, decreasing a specific bar has a much smaller effect than increasing it. So if I want a lot of velocity quickly, I'll mouse wheel up on this. But if I want, get that back down. But if I want more velocity slowly and gently, I'll mouse wheel down on the opposite side. So I can really be precise about it. Because, as engineers will often state, you cannot have accuracy without precision. Although it is not necessarily true that precision automatically grants accuracy. So you can be way off, but as long as you're precise, you have a higher chance of being accurate. Okay, that looks like it's good enough. I'm going to stop talking about it. And we'll get on in there. I'm not going to bother activating the detector just yet. And come on. There we go. Whee! Now, as I'm... I'll do it after insertion. I'm going to take a couple loops around the moon first, and pick up a bunch of EVA reports, before I even bother attempting to land. And notice here that my thrust-to-weight ratio is much, much increased versus being near Kerbin. In fact, my thrust-to-weight ratio when I left Kerbin with this particular engine equipped, the basic Bertha mini quad, which has a decent amount of thrust, but pretty high efficiency. High efficiency is key further away from Kerbin. Up close to Kerbin, you need a considerable amount of thrust to really get anything done. So I'm going to actually start throttling back this time rather than just dumping it. There we go. Nice and easy. Ease it on in. Good enough. Pretty good. Okay, now that I'm in low Kerbin orbit, I'll take another crew report. Space near the moon. I go on EVA, take the data, store the data, EVA report, moon's Midlands. Okay, store those. Now that I'm orbiting low, ooh, take it again, take it again, take it again. Oh, missed it. I thought that for a second. The moon actually has a considerable amount of biomes. Some of these larger craters on the Midlands are actually Midland craters, which is interesting in itself. Well, I think that might be one of the bigger craters there. Let me zoom out on the map. Yeah, that might be a Midland crater right there. I'll see if I can snag that. These little ones probably aren't. This, I'm actually going to miss that one, but I'm not going to bother trying to grab it. This is the, what is it? The East Farside crater? One of those. And this is actually a canyon biome running along here off of this crater. There's another canyon biome. Yeah, it's on the dark side, can't see it. It's around here somewhere though, running laterally around it. Landing in these is exciting. By exciting, I mean exceptionally dangerous. Okay, we'll board that. And time accelerate just a bit. Over to here. See if I'm near the Midland craters. Nope, that's more Midlands. There we go, Midland craters, got it. Yeah, I'm sciencing it up. I want as much science for as little effort as possible. See if I have a terrain feature here, or a different biome here. I don't think so. Midlands, yeah. I can. Airport. Highlands. We'll take it. There's kind of a ridge around the moon between the day-night interface of Highlands. It's kind of interesting, actually. Not sure why it is that way, but it is. And they have their own special Highland craters, as well as the big giant craters. There's also a large basin somewhere that I've never actually managed to find out where the heck it is. It looks like, though, we have a crater coming up that I can snag more science from. I'll probably land in a crater somewheres. East Farside crater, there it is. You can try to land on the day side. Does that has more? Ooh, there's a little bit of a crater. Let's see if I can stop at here and grab more. Farside crater, nice. Ooh, I'm gonna be slightly too low for this. Let me see if I can remedy this and get the science off of this. That's not terrible. Let's do it. So notice I made this maneuver and increased my vertical so that I could change the inclination of this orbit slightly to be able to cross over that crater. And its delta V is not terribly significant, so I don't feel bad spending that extra bit of fuel to get that extra science. I may actually come back and land in that crater. It's not a bad crater to land in. Sure, I don't have any new biomes here. No, just Midlands. Alrighty. Fantastic McAwesome. Landing on the moon. Yeah, I'll probably come back and land on that crater. Northwest crater. That's another crater I could grab down there. Did I grab that one? I don't think I did. Doing it. ahead and twist that back down that way. And I probably only have enough delta V to make one landing and launch and go back, so I'm going to be very careful about how I go about this when I land. I'll actually quick save before I even engage my landing, before I even engage in landing. And I'll use this second to last stage to get in as close as possible to landing before I even attempt to, before I jettison it and use the final stage to actually make the landing. So I got that EVA with the Midland craters. Excuse me. East crater. That's probably actually the crater. Which crater is smoother? Got a bunch of little guys in you. East crater might be a bit better of a bet to try to land in. Ooh, and I'm over the canyon biome now. Nice. Nice. I'm going to snag that canyon biome EVA report. Quickly, quickly. Twin craters. Store experiments. Dang, twin craters. No, I don't want twin craters. I don't want twin craters. I don't want twin craters, I want canyons. You know what? I bet you know what it is. Twin craters. Aha! Got it. Nope. Didn't get it. I got it. This here is the canyon biome. This here is the northwest crater. This little bitty thing is the twin craters. I never knew that. So that's good to know now. Very interesting. Well, I think that's it for my circuit around the moon. There you go, that crater. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a deorbit maneuver here. I'm going to put myself a little bit closer toward the center of that, and then watch this. The deorbit maneuver is actually going to take me past where I want to go. It's actually really low on delta V, because most of the delta V is going to come later. It's going to take me past where I want to go, so that when I'm over my desired landing point, I will just stop dead and just kind of fall down. It's not the most efficient way of landing, but it's the most effective way of landing safely on a surface without moving laterally as much as possible. Actually, increase the scale of this thing just a bit more. Alright, and here we go. Aha! Sorry about that, I just noticed your chat. Caffeine. The main ones. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, I have KSP mostly covering the chat, so sorry if I don't respond right away. Just kind of got a glance out of the corner of my eye there. And go. Warp drive active! It's not a warp drive. Time acceleration. It's just a jump to the left and a step to the right. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself now. A little bit closer. Not a very patient person when it comes to silly things. Alright, and we are decelerating and entering our descent path. Now that I'm here, I'm just going to set a marker right about here. That's where I want to start burning to stop myself. Then I'll enter surface mode and whip around to... No, not velocity. I don't want to go faster. Don't mind me. Everybody has a right to herp derp every once in a while. And set this, even with the horizon, not necessarily my velocity, anti-velocity vector, but even with the horizon, coincident with my anti-velocity vector. So let's go ahead and accelerate, and obviously it's going to move off the horizon because I'm rotating. Actually give you an idea of what. There we go. 43 seconds. I should probably start burning now then, shouldn't I? Yes. Yes, I should start burning now. Alrighty, and this should slowly resolve into a vertical descent straight down relative to the surface, not orbit. Surface is important because it does take into account the angular velocity, or rather the velocity of the surface as it moves around the planet. So, as I start losing sight of this, even though I have it ghosted, I want to keep it in my sight here so that I can see when that velocity indicator, anti-velocity indicator rather, crosses over the vertical point. I'll actually move it back a bit. Go, get up there. There you go. Alright, now that I'm in descent profile, I'm going to open up the surface. Here's where impact time comes into play. I have 1:28 seconds till impact time. And I can cover this really quickly. So, I have 1:28 seconds to impact time. As I get down closer to the surface, turn on my landing lights, and I don't need to drop my landing gear yet. As I get closer to the surface, I'm going to start accelerating so that it slows down my descent. The idea is to keep the impact time relatively constant, but slowly decreasing. The ideal point is when while the impact time is decreasing, but while the impact time is decreasing, but the surface velocity is also decreasing towards zero. I'll show you. You'll see. Alright, so I got about 30 seconds now. I'm going to start slowing myself down. The impact time is now gaining, so I want to reduce that velocity. 31.4 seconds, 31.5 seconds. See how it's increasing? That means I want to lower my velocity. I want to show that back there. I don't want it to increase because that means I'm applying too much thrust. And I will start shooting back up and waste fuel. I want it to decrease, but I want it to decrease slowly while I am reducing my speed relative to the surface. So as we're coming back down here, I keep throttling back so that my impact time keeps decreasing, but decreasing slowly. I'm about 4,000 meters out. Jump that. Alright, now we're in full lander mode. Drop my gear. Throttle up some more. That's going to land and explode, hopefully. Impact time is increasing. Let's keep dropping it. It did not explode, so it's going to be right next to me when I land. I did not quick save it prior, so I hope everything goes smoothly. I'll quick save it right now. As you can see, my impact time is increasing because I wasn't watching my throttle. And see, this is unideal. Or less than ideal, rather. My surface velocity, and I don't have RCS, so managing my horizontal velocity, horizontal speed, is a bit tricky. That's okay. So here we go. Surface velocity is decreasing, impact time is also decreasing. Just keep an eye on both, and we'll be hunky-dory. Generally, you don't want to hit the surface more than, oh my goodness, this is a problem. Alrighty then. We're going to go to chase camera mode. Kind of go this way, because landing on slopes, never good. So I'm going to just spit that up here. Got a nice little ridge here, so I think I'll be okay. Horizontal speed. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah, I know that's a little disorienting having it on camera, but it helps me determine my attitude relative to camera angles and physical locations. I'll turn it off though. Okay. 12 seconds to impact time. Increasing. Want it to decrease while decreasing velocity. Throttling back, throttling back. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Gentle landings. That's what we want. Gentle landings. So yeah, a little bit of a ridge here. That's okay. We want that. Altitude off the terrain is about 100 meters, so we're nearly down. Notice I'm pitching all over the place to try to keep my horizontal velocity steady. Turn my lights on. There we go. Lights are on. Woohoo! The landing lights give you an idea of how far you are off the ground visually, as well as numerically up there in the corner. Oh, come on. Set her down. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. There we go. Oh, that is rich. I have so much torque, I'm able to hold myself up on the terrain while on the ground. Go me. Nope, you're not tipping over today, bud. Nope, nope, get back on the ground. Here we go, and there. Maybe. Oh man, I'm gonna have to keep this on, aren't I? That's actually really hilarious. I've never had that happen before. Let's pitch back up. Top normal. However, this is a problem a little bit because this now means that I'm limited on my time on the ground. But it's not the end of the world. A quick save before I get out of this thing. And while we're on the ground, let's go ahead and observe our materials bay. Observe mystery goo. Observe the other mystery goo. Go to EVA. We'll find it. We'll go ahead and let go. Since I don't have a... Oh, I fell. That's okay. Take surface sample. EVA report, overwrite. small stumble for all Kerbin Ka. No. What shall I call him? McAwesome Landing. One small stumble for Kerbals everywhere. And look, the Idris... Well, that's the Idris Corvette before they turned it into a frigate. That's okay, though. Go! Go! Oh my goodness. That was a... It's got some spring-loaded legs there. Jesus. Alright, let's get on there. Grab yourself, get back on board. And... carefully get out of this situation. I got plenty of stuff. If I had a... I'm not going to transmit anything, even though I could. I'll transmit stuff if I run out of fuel and I'm able to get back. But I got tons of batteries. Tons of batteries. Everything's golden there. Probably actually could turn this on. Nah, I won't. Drains too much battery. Alrighty. And... away we go. Now the idea, when leaving Kerbin's moon, save that one, haha. Quick save it again just in case. The idea when leaving Kerbin's moon is to leave it, turn that off, gear up, get a bit of altitude. Above a certain altitude. Ramp it up. Get out of here. Let's go. I'm watching my fuel exceptionally carefully. The idea is to leave the moon's orbit traveling behind it, so that it acts as a gravity brake instead of a gravity assist and gets me the heck out of Dodge as quickly as possible. I may have just enough delta V to do that. Okay, there's our orbit, wrap around. That'll kill it there. And then in 41 minutes, go ahead and spit that up there. Oh yeah, I have plenty. That and then deorbit. Alrighty, and away we go. That was relatively painless, and I managed to do it without murdering Jeb. Ooh, I might be able to grab the canyons. I think I will attempt to do so. At least on EVA report. And we're going up, 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 we're going up. Oh my goodness. I might be out of low orbit now. What do you say, Jeb? What do you got? Nope, that's high over the moon. I'll keep it. Nope, won't keep it. Alrighty. Coming up on this marker, we're obviously coming back down toward the moon, but that's intentional. Because I'm actually sped up considerably because I'm descending. But we're going to use that extra speed boost to carry us on out of the moon's orbit and back toward Kerbin. See? Orbital again. I probably overdid it on the burn there. 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 minute. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Let's get. Let's get. I don't want to be stuck in this crap, it's dusty here. May actually just be able to dump myself straight out of the moon's sphere of influence into a return orbit around, or a return orbital insertion into Kerbin. And there we go. And there we go. Baba Booshki! Whee! 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 I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun with myself right now. Mine's out of the gutter. It's a family-friendly broadcast. Oh, that's right. C gets me out of that. That might be a crater I can snag. Yes, maybe? Yes, maybe. Your airport? Nope, just Midlands. Your airport? Just Midlands. Yeah. Oh well. It can't all be Scott Manley's. However, that was a very successful moon landing and return on the second spacecraft. We don't care that this is pitching up like this. We just care that we are returning to Kerbin in a timely manner. Also, before I completely return, there's one thing I forgot to do. And that is take data, store data, EVA report, crew report. It's very round. Point my nose toward the anti-velocity vector. I do not, as I've said before, have deadly re-entry installed, so re-entries are not deadly, but they are pretty spectacular either way. I was considering putting deadly re-entry on, but having to put heat shields on is, excuse me, pain in the butt. And I'd probably find a way around it anyway, like quadruple layering the heat shields. Which would do terrible things for my thrust to weight ratio, but it would work. Now, this is called an atmospheric braking. About 20,000 meters at the periapsis, and you will see that already the altitude of the apoapsis is rapidly decelerating. The deeper I go, the thicker the atmosphere goes, and the greater the atmosphere drag gets. Actually, before I start experiencing too much G-forces, I already am. Darn it. Oh well. I was going to get another EVA report, but I don't need to. Crew report? No, cancel. Whee! Now the reason for this is that I can do an atmosphere braking from almost any velocity and safely land. The trick is using aero braking. The real trick with aero braking, yeah, if this was deadly re-entry, I would be dead. That is a fireball. That is a fireball. If this was... The real trick with aero braking is aero braking without landing. Getting just the right altitude that you reduce your orbital velocity but return to orbit. And then when you reach toward your new periapsis, which would hopefully be lower and not within the atmosphere, yeah, and not within the atmosphere, you can then at your new periapsis adjust your new apoapsis, adjust your periapsis to be not within the atmosphere. It's a very fuel-efficient way of slowing yourself down. I don't think I want to land on the mountains. so I won't. Actually, I think I do. Let's go ahead and deploy our chutes now. Ba-ba-boom! And go ahead and drop our gear. So I don't have a decoupler between this and that. I'll actually use this as landing retro soft landing rockets. Although I probably have enough parachutes on this thing to safely land without much issue. Where are the parachutes for that? Are these them? The big red ones? Maybe. Yay, we're descending through the clouds. At quite the pace, I might add. Look at those. Those drogue chutes, what do I have them set at? 800? Alright. I just want to... Oh! Altitude to terrain. Whoop-a-boom. Drogue chutes deployed. Notice that they have slowed me down considerably, but that's still not quite safe landing speed. Will I even need soft landing rockets? We'll see. Approaching 300 meters, where the radial chutes will fully deploy. And poof. Oh yeah, that's nice. When the stack ones deploy at 50, I should be slowed down considerably. Let's go ahead and put us down even lower. That is actually... bonk. Well, that could have been worse. And I can even roll over carefully. 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 Good. Carefully. And go ahead and give me an EVA report. Like times. Sure. Don't snap magically. Recover vessel. Awesome. Let's see how much science I got. 607 science. On one rocket. That's nothing. Oh, you'll see. You will see. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and apply our science, and then I'll probably cut the video here and maybe end my broadcast for tonight as well.